Jesus comes again. But right at this moment, God says that He will make us a new creation. Let's have a look to see what happens. Who comes to live in you when you become born again? In Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter 8. And we're looking at verse 8 and verse 9 and verse 14. So then, those who are in the flesh cannot please God. When we were before Christ, we just couldn't please God because our natural way was to do the wrong thing. We just couldn't. We were slaves of Satan. Verse 9, but you are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit, if indeed the Spirit of God dwells in you. Now, if anyone does not have the Spirit of God, he is not his. And verse 14, for as many as are led by the Spirit of God, these are sons of God. The Spirit of God comes in you to create a new spiritual being within you. Let's get a little bit more specific in, I think it's Ezekiel chapter 36. It gives us a bit more of an insight on what actually happens when we are born again. Ezekiel chapter 36, reading from verse 25. And this is God talking to His people back in the Old Testament. Then I will sprinkle clean water on you. What do you use water for, other than drinking? To clean. That's why I have a shower every morning. My wife loves it when I have a shower in the morning. It's good to be clean. And here in a spiritual sense, then I will sprinkle clean water on you. You shall be clean. Can you imagine, I hope you know it's a reality, what it's like to be spiritually clean in God's sight, with all the dirt, the muck of sin, and all that stuff washed away? I will cleanse you from all your filthiness and from all your idols. You say, I don't have a little statue in my home which I bow to. No, but you've probably got a really nice car, or your bank balance that you worship, or the nice house in the nice postcode. I will cleanse you from your filthiness, from your idols. Verse 26, I will give you a new heart. I told you, this is like Christmas. God will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you. I will take out that heart of stone out of your flesh and will give you a heart of flesh. I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes or my commandments, and you will keep my judgments and do them. Then you shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers. You shall be my people, and I will be your God. Tell me something, when you read that, how much of this do we do ourselves? Nothing. Isn't that great news? Amen. Because I tell you, even as a Christian, lots of times I tried to get that heart of mine that was stone and turn it into a heart of flesh, but it just wouldn't work. I tried and tried. I tried to wash myself clean from all the filthiness, try to create new habits and try and get rid of the old habits. I couldn't do it. It was only when I died to self, then asked Jesus to make me a new creation. He does this. He does the cleaning. He gives you a new heart. He takes out your old heart of stone, puts a new heart in there. He says, I'm going to put my spirit in you, and my spirit will help you to keep the things that I want you to keep. My spirit will make you love the things you once hated and hate the things you once loved, so it'll be a natural thing for you to go out and bless other people. I will do that. You shall be my people. I will be your God. Oh, what a present. You're all new people. You're all new creations. But How do we make it a reality so that we actually believe it? Let me give you an illustration. Imagine that you used to work in a fish and chip shop in Cambridge Park. Every day people would come in, what do you want? I'll have $3 chips and I'll have 2 pieces of fish. No worries, mate. That'll be $5. Go and cook the fish, give it to them. See you later. And one day, Bill Gates walks in. You know who Bill Gates is? Millionaire, owner of Microsoft, lots of money. He looks you straight in the eye and says, Michael, I want you to become the managing director of Microsoft. You think you can handle it? Because I believe that you will be the man or woman. You will be the man who can do the job. Wow, really? Really? I just work with fish and chips. I look in your eyes and I know that you've got the talents. This is the deal. You'll be the managing director of Microsoft. Anytime you have a question or need advice, you just pick up the phone and ask me. I'll be there anytime, 24 hours a day. I'll give you an answer. Do you think you can do it? Yep. Okay, you are now managing director. And he points at you, and you've still got your apron on that's covered with grease and fat, and your hands are still, all smelly of fish. I am now the managing director of Microsoft. He puts you in a limousine, off to the airport, over to America, and there the next day you are in the board room of Microsoft, sitting there at the head of the table. And everyone else is there looking at you because you still got your apron on. They say, excuse me, who are you? You don't know? I am the managing director of Microsoft. By whose authority are you sitting in that chair claiming to be the managing director of Microsoft? Speakerphone? Hello, Bill. Hi, Mike. The people here at the board don't believe that I'm the managing director of Microsoft. Can you please tell them? And he goes on and says, I have instated Michael to be the managing director of Microsoft. He has my authority to go forward and make plans for the business. You will listen to what he says as if I am there in his place. Thanks, Bill. Any questions? Yes, Mr. Managing Director. With some C++ code that we've got, we found some errors there and bugs that we're not sure about with the network connections. And as you are the Managing Director of Microsoft and obviously a programmer, I want you to tell us how we can fix it up so our Microsoft system is more user-friendly so that the Joe Blow in a fish and chip shop can actually go and use it. Whoa. Hold on a minute. You walk outside. The mobile phone out. Bill, got a problem. What's the problem? This is a problem. Okay, I'll fax you a solution. Thank you, Bill. Walk back in again. Solution will be on the table tomorrow morning. Now, the rest of the board members are wondering where you came from because they weren't picked as the managing director, and so they start doing some investigating. An hour later, while you're getting a drink at the canteen, someone comes up and says, "You're not a managing director. You work in a fish and chip shop." Now, I want you to think for a minute. Is what he's saying is true? I used to work in a fish and chip shop. It says, you don't really know much about managing a company. I mean, the most difficult task you ever did was probably counting how much change to give to the Joe Blow out there. You really don't suit this position. And look, the responsibility is really, really heavy. You make one mistake and billions can be wiped off Bill Gates' fortune. You wouldn't want to upset him. You know, I really think that it would be a better idea. I've got a sort of company of my own. I can take you. You can resign there. I'll take you on. You can just be a team leader. I'll train you up. And maybe in 5 years' time, you'll be good enough to be the managing director of Microsoft. You have a choice. You have a choice to believe what he says, which in a way is true, or you have